Hey everyone, meet my account Collection Chunk, or as my friends like to call me, Kernel Chunk. I'll be completing RuneScape's collection log, one chunk at a time. Starting from Limmerage, every 3 collection log slots that I gain, I can randomly reroll a new chunk. Of course, if there's more than 3 call log slots in my chunk, I'll have to obtain them all before I roll. Last episode we obtained our first magic logs in the account, which allowed us to buy 2 more forestry uniques, as well as completing 2 quests, the Imp Catcher and Sleeping Giants, and finally obtained our first collection log slot of the chunk, the Giant's Key. Here's a little reminder of our chunk goals. We pretty much just need to finish off Giant's Foundry, all the uniques, and then also gain 60 attack for the Colossal Blade. So last episode we left off by finishing the Sleeping Giants quest, and ever since then we've been devising the master plan in order to collect all the bars. And you may be thinking, why not just mine them from Mount Grid? And that is because the whole time I've been talking, we haven't even mined a single mithril bar. So let me introduce to you the master plan. The master plan has 2 parts to it. Part 1, find a faster way to gain bars. If you didn't know, you could use armor instead of bars to melt down to make your sword for Giant's Foundry. Luckily for us, Alcrid has 2 armor stores that I can use to buy armor to melt down for bars. So part 1 is simple, right? We found a way to acquire bars a lot faster by just buying the armor instead. Perfect, right? Wrong. Part 2 is much more complicated than part 1. As you can see, we have about 20k to our name, and with buying just these couple of things, we're already down to 12k. So we spent about 20k, and this is enough armor to make 1 sword from Giant's Foundry. So let's go ahead and make our first Giant's Foundry sword and see how many points that we get and see how many swords that we'll have to make to complete the Giant's Foundry log. So the process for every sword is going to be buy all the armor and put it in the crucible and then go back to Alcrid and buy all the armor and repeat that process. But here's the process. You just use the armor on the crucible and it counts instead of bars. We are using a mix of steel and mithril because if you see, it gives you a higher score, which means higher rating. And a higher rating sword is more points for the shop. So we're going to try to use 19 steel bars and 9 mithril. If you look directly above, you see that the all rune sword is 60 score. So using a mix of steel and mithril gets me 59, which is really good. So we're going to get a lot of points by doing this method. Okay, just finishing up our very first sword ever, and we got a perfect one. I'll explain the whole Giant's Foundry process in a little bit, but we're just kind of practicing out this method and seeing what kind of XP that we're getting and how many points that we're getting more specifically. So we did manage to get 18k back, which is huge. So it's looking like each sword is going to cost me about 4k. Okay, so we got a total of 105 points. That's not nearly enough to buy anything, but all right, let's do some math really fast and figure out how much GP that we need. So the Giant's Foundry shop costs a total of 22,515 points to buy everything. And if we get roughly 100 points a sword, if we don't fail, I mean, it will vary per sword, but let's just say roughly 100, is going to take 225 swords to complete the Giant's Foundry log. If we multiply 225 swords by 22k per sword, it's going to cost roughly 5 million GP to complete this grind. Luckily, we get, from our first sword, it's only a first test, but luckily we got back 18k, but that still means that we're losing 4k per sword. So let's say it's roughly going to cost us 1 million GP in order to complete this grind, which is still a ton of money. That leads us to part 2 of the master plan. Part 2 of the master plan is very simple. Earn lots of money. Luckily, we have an idea already how to get all of our cash. So back when we did the forestry grind, we left off with 127,000 willow logs. And I think that we're just going to start fletching them into longbows and then end up selling them just to the general store. This is going to be a lot of cash. It's just going to take a while to fletch all of these. So let's just get started. This is 65 fletching. We can actually make ourselves the U short bow now. Same day, and we are already going to hit 70 fletching. We've been flying through these levels. It's actually crazy how long it took me to cut them compared to fletch them. But there is 70 fletching. Beautiful. Here is 72 fletching. We set ourselves this milestone a long time ago, I think back in episode 3 or 4 or something. But that is going to be the U Shield Unlocked, which is going to be our best in slot. We're currently using the bronze kite shield. I know it's not our best, but our bronze kite shield is what we're using. A little fashionscape. So let's see the bonus differences. 14, 16, 5. 17. So it's definitely better. Not by much, surprisingly, but it is better. Hey, another fletching level coming in. 75 fletching. We are getting up there. Kind of a sad moment on the account. We no longer have 100,000 willow logs. That's okay. Big level coming in here. 80 fletching. Woo. Okay. And now we can make the magic short bow, which is going to be our best in slot for quite some time. I don't know what's going to beat it out eventually, but 80 fletching is massive. From 47 to 69, 69 range bonus. Magic short bow is just so good. It's actually crazy to have this on the account already. And I'm 50 range. Perfect. Yes. Magic short bow unlocked. This is day 6 of fletching, and we officially crossed the halfway point. There we go. We're averaging right around 10,000. Was that 10,500 a day? Pretty good, pretty good. I think we're putting in like 5 hours a day of fletching, so not too bad. Probably 6 more days of fletching. Hey, another big level coming in. 85 fletching. This will allow us to make magic longbows. There's not too many huge uses for the magic longbow. It has a decent spec, I guess, but it is worth quite a bit of money. So if we need more cash during this Giant's Foundry grind, we'll just start fletching magic longbows and sell them to the store for more cash. 87 fletching. This is going to be another best in slot, the real best in slot, the magic shield. Let's fletch this really fast. It looks way better than the U shield anyways. I love the blue. But that is our new best in slot. Let's check the stats really fast. So I do have the defense cape on, so don't trust the actual stats, but it is definitely better than the U shield, of course. But that is a big upgrade, and it just looks way better. It looks so good. Now we have all the magic stuff that we can fletch, the short bow, long bow, and shield. It looks so nice. And we got ourselves a lamp, so let's put this on Slayer for 15 Slayer. Woohoo! This inventory of willow logs is very special. We just hit 88 fletching, but it is going to mark, more importantly, 100,000 willow longbows fletched. I actually think that these are worth less than the willow logs now. That is 7.8 mil. How much is each one of these worth? I'm curious. I don't know why willow logs shot up in price. They used to be dirt cheap, right? I'm right crazy. I think the willow, yeah, the GE average 72 and 73. They're about the same. Why did willow logs go up so much in price? I don't know. But anyways, let's keep fletching. Here we have it, day 12 of our fletching grind, and this is going to put us at 90 fletching. Whew, that is, I can't believe it. That's crazy. 90 fletching. We're actually going to stop here with the fletching. We have a little bit more logs, but in case we need like fire making or something in the future, we'll have a couple logs to burn. So let's gather up all this stuff, and we're gonna go sell it to the general store, and let's see how much money that we get. All right, here we are. I would hop worlds every 50 or so, or 10 or so. It's probably better. I'd make more money, but I mean, to hop worlds, what is that like? I mean, 122,000 divided by every 10 logs, 12,000 worlds or something. I just not gonna do it. So let's sell all this stuff really fast. I'm gonna put this in fast forward and see how long it takes us. Probably have to speed it up to like times 200. Okay, I'm ready for my carpal tunnel. Let's get spam clicking here. Set up my inventory all nice. Okay, let's do it. Okay, I want to sell the last bit of these by hopping worlds just so I can get the most of my money. I want to get over that 2 mil cash stack. So let's go hop worlds, sell like 5 each world, and see how much we get. Let's go, man. Over 2 mil cash stack. This is going to be plenty of cash for the grind. And that officially completes part 1 and part 2 of the Master Plan. Okay, and now the fun part begins. We we have to spend hours and hours hopping through the worlds and buying out all the myth and the steel stuff. It's gonna take a while, but we're gonna spend all 2 mil of our cash stack, and let's see how much armor that we get. Okay, let's do it. Here is the very last inventory of our 2 mil. Let's see how much stuff that we got. We got over 400 myth, over 800 steel legs. This should be maybe like 75 to 100 swords, hopefully. I'm not too sure. Let's go start our Giant's Foundry grind though now. We have completed all the parts. Let's just go smith. For those of you who don't know, this is Giant's Foundry. Woohoo! Yay! I'm just going to do a quick run through so you guys all understand what I'll be doing for the next 30-40 hours. So first off, this is the crucible. This is the big pot where you just throw in all your bars. You need up to 28 bars to make a sword. At the start of every commission, Kovac, the big red giant, will ask you to make a sword ranging from broad and heavy to light and flat. Once you know what sword to make, you'll pick through the molds to make the best sword for him. In game, you'll want to pick the molds with the most green text, just since those are what he's asking for. Once you have your sword, you'll need to manage its heat while either dunking it in the waterfall behind me or running over to the lava pit and soaking it to heat up. On your screen, you'll see the overlay that you'll see during Giant's Foundry. At the bottom is your actions that you'll have to make. So while we're hammering, you'll have to have it in the red heat. If you're grinding it on the grindstone, you'll have to have it in the medium heat. And if you're polishing, you'll have to have it in the cool heat. The quality of the sword depends on what type of bars you use and how good you make the sword during the process. So basically, you just need to manage the temperature while you're doing actions such as hammering, polishing, or grinding. And then once you're completely done, you will hand the sword into Kovac and he'll give you a rating and some cash back. The rating and cash back all depends on the sword quality, so just make sure you make a good sword. And that is pretty much all there is to Giant's Foundry. This is a great way to train smithing, so I hope I see you guys there. Bye! Kovac's gonna see this sword and be like, what the hell is he bringing me? This is just all my junk swords. I just scrapped up random bronze and iron armor in my bank and threw it into a sword. 64 rating, pretty bad. We'll get another commission, but that is 53 smithing. Okay, so we've done a total of 10 swords so far, and we're actually getting back quite a bit less money than I expected. So I think we're going to buy all of the molds, so we get a better rating on a sword equals more money back per sword. So we'll slowly buy all of the molds in order to get more rating. So there's the first one. I'm also going to I have enough points to buy a couple collection logs. So we'll buy the ore pack, the smithing catalyst, and we have just enough to buy the Kovac's grog as well. Let's do that. And there's 3 collection logs of the chunk already completed. They are the most cheap ones anyways, but there is 50 call logs total. Very cool. Let's also mark off the Kovac's grog, the ore pack, and the smithing catalyst to our chunk tasks. And now we are 4 out of 9 completed. Just need the smithing outfit and the colossal blade plus 60 attack, and we will be done. Just finishing up another sword. This is a big sword here. It might look like nothing to you, just another sword, 22, whatever. But this sword is going to put me at 60 smithing, as well as 1,000 total level on the account. Whew, that is cool. This is 25 completed Giants Foundry swords. So yes, we're not getting as much cash back as I'd hope. So we're going to for sure buy all of the molds. I think I can buy some right now. Actually, we can buy one more right now. Let's buy which one do we need? Juggernaut Forte. Yes. Yeah, we're gonna start buying all the molds. I'm losing a lot of money. Losing a lot of money. We've been using all of our points on molds. We don't have that many left. I think the last ones that we need are like a lot higher smithing level. 80, 69 is the lowest. This is our last one, the corrupted point that we're going to buy. And then we can finally start saving some points because we need 69 smithing in order to buy the next upgrade one. It's been a while since I've shown a level. This is going to put me at 65 smithing. So I'm very happy that we decided to buy the molds as well, because some swords I was getting like 12k back, and that would be losing 10k per sword. Like I would have lost all of my 2 mil if I didn't buy the mold. So it might take a little longer in the grind, but overall it's going to help way more. Like that sword we just got 17k back. So yeah, I think we're going to be okay. We should be okay on money. A little bit of sword progress here. 50 swords completed. We're making a lot better swords. This one I got 19k back and 108 rating, so about 100 points per sword, just like we calculated. Very close to 67. This is my favorite look when you right after you finish a sword, you hand it up. But this is 60. Wait for it. 9 smithing. Hey, Kovac better love me, man. I've been just grinding out these swords for him. There is my best quality sword, actually, 115 quality. Very nice. 21k back as well for 70 smithing. That is huge. We also were saving this lamp. Let's use this bad boy on Slayer. You guys know the drill. But there should be 16 Slayers. Now that we hit 70 smithing, I wanted to check and see if it was worth doing Addy armor and Myth armor at all. It cost me a total of 55k, 400 GP, so 55k for all the armor pieces to make this sword. So I'm curious if we're going to break even or lose a lot of money. But if we can somehow break even doing Addy armor and Myth armor, then it will be a lot faster of a grind. I think the average rating would be like 160 or something. I don't know. But it'd be very quick, very quick. So I'm going to test this sword out and see what kind of rewards that we get. Here we go. We got ourselves a perfect sword. So at the very top, that is your rating level. Obviously at max bar, it's like the half rune and half addy. But this is pretty good. 3/4 bar. It's a good rating for the sword. Let's see how many points we get. 145. So the max amount of points that you can get, I think, is 200 or 199, one of the two. But we only got 30k back, so we are not going to be doing that because that would be a 20k loss of sword. But it was fun to test it out. Okay, there's going to be 75 swords completed. If our calculations are correct, we are about a third of the way done with the grind. So not too bad. It actually is going pretty quick. But 75 swords completed. Very nice. So while learning Giants Foundry, I picked up a little bit of tips here. So at the very start of your sword, you'll always have the hammer. And while you're hammering it, if you get the temperature bar like right at the very tippy top, you can actually do like an easy first round of this. So right as hold on, we'll just watch this go down. So right after this next hit, boom, on the tick after, you dunk it 3 times. And you go right back and you'll perfectly time it to get that next hit. It's just a little tip to make all your swords go a little bit faster. And you'll always get to the second round as well. Okay, this sword's going to give us enough points to buy our very first item. Whew, 72 smithing as well, but more importantly, we have over 4,000 points. Let me just unlock this. There we go. We can buy one of the smith pieces. This will be 1 out of 4. Man, that actually took a while. Each of them just makes you have a 20% chance to smith faster on an anvil. But there is the smith tunics done. 1 out of 4. This sword marks a big milestone. 100 swords completed. Pretty good. We don't have enough points to buy anything quite yet, but we have all of the molds except the 3 that require like 80 smithing. So we should be able to save up our points quite a bit now. We are almost out of supplies from our first initial buy through. We're getting pretty close to almost out of steel plate legs. But we have 1.7-ish mil cash. So honestly, we only lost like, what is that, 300k? Probably a little less because we have a lot of myth plate legs, but probably lost like 200k. So we're only losing 2k a sword after buying the molds, which is huge. This nice little 8k XP drop marks 75 smithing. And we actually have enough points to buy another piece. Woohoo! 3,500 points. We are going to buy, don't have enough for the trousers, so let's just buy the boots. There we go. 2 out of 4 completed. This is probably like my 60th sword today. We have been grinding. This is going to be 150 Giant Foundry swords completed. But more importantly, believe it or not, we can actually buy another piece. Let me show you. We have a total of 3,600 points. We'll just buy the gloves since we already have the boots. Let's do it. Another piece unlocked. 3 out of 4. Let's put these bad boys on. So the full set, once you get it, you'll have a 100% chance to smith at an anvil quicker. Anyways, we are 6 out of 9. We can only get 8 out of 9 because the double ammo mold requires dwarf cannon completed. But we are looking really good. We're looking good. Very close to completing the chunk. We just finished our last sword with all of our supplies again, completely out. And we managed to get back a 1.86 mil total. So with you, as you can see, we did 154 swords. So we're only losing about 1k a sword now, which is incredible. I thought this grind would cost me like a mil or more. But if we only lose 1k a sword, it's only going to cost me like 200 something k. And we're going to have a ton of money for future grinds, you know. This is great. This is going very, very good. This sword is going to put me at 79 smithing, which will unlock another mold. So these last 3 are actually really good. Most of the time you can only get like plus 16 to 18 maybe per like spiked, narrow, heavy. But these automatically grant 22 for each of these. So they are very good. We'll unlock the spiker. So if we have to, you know, smith a spike sword, it's gonna have a really good rating. A lot more points and a lot more money. We are getting ready to turn in a sword, but our rating is 43, 41. I need 109 points to buy a mold and the last smithing piece. But we get 99. We're 10 points short to buy both of them. That's fine. Oh, we just got 80 smithing. I kind of forgot. 80 smithing, massive, massive. We can buy the the last smithing outfit. So let's do that really fast. Beautiful. Full smith outfit completed. This thing looks nice. If we go to our chunk task, we can mark off the full smith's outfit now that we have it all, which puts us at 8 out of 9. Just need the colossal blade and 60 attack to finish the chunk. This sword is going to put us at 200, believe it or not, swords completed. Very close to finishing the grind. We do not have enough points to even buy the colossal blade yet. We are missing 1 mold as well, the point. We don't have to get it, but you need 81 smithing to get it. We're going to go start training attack because we need to get 60 attack anyways. So we'll take a break here and go train. 55 attack. I didn't realize it. 61 hit points, but we were super close to 56 attack. So let's just get this as well really fast. Really fast. There it is. 56 attack as well as 1025 total. I totally forgot with my smithing levels. I can make some upgrades. So let's make the myth plate body and the myth kite shield. Kind of sucks, but it's better than the magic shield. But I like the look of the magic shield so much more. But our defense levels, or sorry, bonuses from 106, 109 to 94. Wow. It actually went up a lot. 128, 131, and 119. How much is that? How much is that? That's like over 20. Yeah, pretty close to over 20 in each stat. That is beautiful. 58 attack. Yeah, this new armor is much better. I only use like 2 or 3 kebabs a trip now. Good upgrades. Good upgrades. Just 2 more levels. We are 1 hit away from 60 attack. And there it is. Nice. Okay, so we've been saving ourselves the bones as well, just so I can get another prayer level on camera. There we go, 53. As well as this mystery box that we got for a Miss Sim. I know some chunk men are going to be jealous, but okay, now let's just go finish off the Colossal Blade. That's all we need. Here is 81 smithing, and this means that we can now buy the very last mold that we need. We are going to own every single mold. It might have taken us a little bit longer since we're buying all the molds instead of just, buying all the uniques. But we saved a ton of money in the long run. That's why I ended up buying the molds. Very, very helpful. Okay, just 4,000 points, and we are done with Giant's Foundry. Future Colonel here, editing. I just want to show this sword in specific. I'm using the Addy and Mithril Bar method. I managed to get the best molds that I can. Each one was like plus 24, 22. So this is going to be by far my highest rating sword that I've made. That's why I went and grabbed some more Addy and Myth just for a nice little reward. This will finish off the sword. This is going to be my best rated sword that I've ever done. We did Addy and Myth. Let's see what we get. 154. Nice. That is sick. We still managed to lose like 20 something K off of it, but it was worth it. It was worth it. I wanted a very good rated sword in my little log because it keeps tracks of it. But there's also 82 smithing. I think that's going to be the last smithing level of our grind. Only about 1,400 more points for the Colossal Blade. Here it is. The final sword. Oh man, this grind was not bad at all. I actually had a good time doing Giant's Foundry, and ending off 82 smithing is amazing. Let's hand this bad boy in. Take it. 248 swords to complete the Giant's Foundry log. Woohoo! No, I do not need another commission. Go back. Okay, let's go buy this sword really fast. Colossal Blade. Oh, let's just do it. Let's buy it. Let's go. There it is. There it is. Let's put this bad boy on. 55 collection logs as well. Okay, let's put this bad boy on. Let's pick up Jake really fast so it doesn't get in the way. Let's see it. Oh, it's huge. I love it. I love it. So I was doing some research. I didn't know this, but the Colossal Blade actually has a pretty unique passive effect that makes it so you get max hits depending on how large your enemy is. So that'll be very useful in the future. Unfortunately, we couldn't green log Giant's Foundry because the stupid double ammo mold requires the completion of Dwarf Cannon. Yeah, Dwarf Cannon. So we're 8 out of 9. We have completed the chunk, but I just wanted to see a green log on my collection log, That would have been so cool, my first green log. This Colossal Blade is so good, though. 100 melee strength. The passive effect is going to be very useful at certain bosses, so I'm excited to use it. We actually have a good melee weapon. It's big for the account. Last thing we need to do is mark off the Colossal Blade and 60 attack from our chunk task, and that puts us at 9 out of 9. We are done with the chunk, and we are able to roll. If you guys made it all the way through, I just want to say thank you, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Next episode, we're going to start off by rolling a new chunk, which is going to be awesome. Hopefully, we'll get like a PVM grind. Try out this blade or something. All right, that's all I got for you guys today. Before you leave, take a picture with Kovac. All right. Cheese.